Hello everyone, myself Shailesh Rahane and I welcome you all on behalf of Saraswat International Academy. Today we will start chapter number 2, that is Cascading Style Sheets and JavaScript. Student, in last lecture we learned how to create form using Composer as well as how to create table in Notepad. Now, in this session, we are going to learn how to use CSS, the syntax of CSS, purpose of CSS in HTML. So, first topic, purpose of CSS. CSS full form cascading style sheets allows you to specify for the visual elements of the website. It helps us to keep the information content of a document separate from the details of how to display it. Student, the CSS help us to avoid duplication in coding, use the same content with different style for different purpose, easy maintenance of code. Suppose I'm giving here one example, like suppose if you want to make a heading, so you have to use h1 tag, but the same heading you want to apply many times, then don't go again and again h1 heading and don't make design again. Means once you make css, you can apply it many times. So for if you use that, you can save the time as well as the maintenance of code is easy. Using CSS, we can control the font types of font color, spaces, margin and element positioning in our website. For example, if you want to contain of some paragraph tag to appear in bold, then we have to insert the bold tag every time. The paragraph tag appear in the source code. So in the website is large, repeating the tag every time become tedious and time consuming. But using CSS, we can set all element types to appear in a style as per our choice. Syntax of CSS. The syntax of CSS consists of special symbols known as rules. The CSS rule has two main parts, that is selector and declaration. The selector is the HTML element on which you want to apply the style, but in declaration consists of a property associated with the HTML element used in selector and its corresponding value. It means, student, suppose I am giving here one example again. The syntax of CSS is defined as like this way. This is h1 is your selector, color that is your property, and the color is green, that is your value. So this is called declaration and this is called selector. So let us learn how to add CSS to a web page in Composer. But our next slide is advantages and disadvantages of CSS. The first advantage of CSS is CSS allows us to set the format of the website without changing the underlying structure. It means using CSS, suppose if you want to apply heading on 10 places, that is your H1 heading. So in style sheet, if you change the style of H1 heading, it's automatically changed all the 10 places, it will apply the same design. But the disadvantage is the CSS compatibility varies with different browser. It means if you apply the CSS style, but in the different browser, the little bit changes you can see of CSS. The web designer job is made easier as to change the style of an element. He only needs to make modification in the CSS file. Student, here is the one benefit of the developer or user. Suppose he want to change the 10 places the heading style, so he will change only in CSS style and it will affect the whole pages. So that is the one advantage of the designer, but in disadvantage, the style sheet feature are not supported by the browser and the style cannot be displayed as per the user design. Sometimes this thing happen, the style sheet feature are not supported by the browser. Like example, suppose if you open some style sheets design in Google Chrome, maybe the same design you're not able to get in Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox. So that is disadvantage also, student. Our next slide is, okay, in this slide we have to see one scenario. Assume that we want to design a website and the heading on all the web pages should follow a particular style. For example, all the heading H1 inserted in the web pages should follow the style as given. It means, student, whenever you want to insert heading 1, for heading 1 you have to set this format. So we will do practical. Let's start now. I will open Composer. Now in Composer I have to create form first. So for creating form, go to the form, define form, form name, form 1, action URL, that is form2.html, and method, that is post. So here, this is your first step. This you have to follow always whenever you are creating form. Now here I am writing welcome to Saraswat International Academy, and for this text I have to apply heading. So for that I have to use CSS. So for using CSS I have to go to the composition toolbar. This is your composition toolbar, student. Inside that you have to choose the option Cascade CSS editor, that is cascading style sheet, and page title I'm writing form 1. Okay, and I'm saving this page by form 1. So I will press save button. After that, here CSS style sheets open. Now for what we have to create CSS style sheets, so that is your heading 1. If they ask for heading 2, then select heading 2. If they ask for heading 3, then select heading 3. Now they ask heading 1. So select heading 1 and press button create style rule. So here first we have to check what we have to create. Font family, it should be Times New Roman. So go to the here text predefined and choose option font family, that is Times New Roman. Now our next thing, the case, that is uppercase, means your text should be converted in uppercase. After that, the alignment should be center. So you have to set the alignment center. After that, the background color light blue. For background color, go to the background tab, choose the color light blue. Okay. After that, next format is dotted border. So border should be in dotted format. So select option dotted, and from width you can choose thick, medium, thin. So we will select medium border width, and color should be red. Okay. Now let's see, this everything is written in style rule. I will press OK. Now student, if I want to apply style sheet or CSS on this text of heading 1, so I will go to the drop down option and I will choose heading 1. So you can see here whatever style sheet or style we applied, it's came here. Okay. Now here again I am writing welcome to Sri Saraswat Vidyalaya. Okay. Now I have to apply here again heading 1. So for that I have to don't make again and again this type. I can directly go to this tab and heading 1. So it's apply over here. Now our next slide is all the heading 2 inserted in the web pages should follow the style as given. So for this format I have to create heading 2. So again I will go to the cascade option, CSS, H1 you already created. So you have to create H2. For creating H2, again I have to go to the internal style sheet, style rule. That here I will select heading 2 option and create style rule. So for heading 2, what they ask, font family should be Jokerman. So go to the text, use custom font family, that is Jokerman. So here Jokerman. After that, case should be uppercase. Case should be uppercase. Alignment, that is center align. Alignment, that is center align. Background color should be yellow. Background color should be yellow. Background border is red. So border, dotted border, medium border, and that is red. Okay, so it's written over here. This is for H2 style. I will press OK. Now here again I am writing welcome to Saraswat School. Okay. Now for this I have to apply H2 style. So I will go to the drop down in format toolbar 1 and heading 2. So you can see here student, this is your heading 2 style. Now same style if you want to apply again on this, you don't want this heading 1 style. So what you have to do, go to the option here, format toolbar and heading 2. So it's automatically changed. It means it save your time, save maintenance of the code, means you don't have to write it again and again, and you can apply it. Again, if you want to apply here heading 1, so you can apply here heading 1. So I hope students you understood this practical. This is your CSS practical number 1. In next lecture we will learn JavaScript practical. So thank you students.